Hello and welcome back to Scholastically Natalie, where I'm holding my mic instead of having it in a stand, so hopefully this won't affect the quality of the video too much. For some reason when I tried recording a video yesterday, I just recorded for 30 minutes and nothing happened with my mic, so at least I prepped for D&D, I guess. So today I figured we'd look at some writing, play around with it maybe a little bit, try to write a little bit more. I know I did manage to get an outline this last time, which was nice and helpful. So, hello friends, and I'm a mess as always. Today is powered by Cherry Coke and hopefully some water, and if not, we'll be turning to the apple pie wine that I bought from Myers, which sounds tasty. They said it's like apple wine, but with like some spices in it, and that sounds pretty good. I'm hoping that I get something written, done. If not, we'll turn to another thing. I'm always kind of unsure if I'm gonna actually be able to write anything or not, so sorry in advance. I don't know, I'm a mess. I went to Big Lots today, and I can say the one near me, at least, had a bunch of nice glass containers that were large and $4 a piece, which was way better than the plastic cylinder container I got from Bed Bath & Beyond for $12. So sadly for me, I've already used the plastic container. But it does fit an entire bag of egg noodles in it, which is, better than the other containers I already had. Anyways, you don't need to know about that. I have an obsession with containers. My entire family knows this. You guys don't know this, but I keep buying organization containers, and recently that organization container obsession has spread to my kitchen. I just want to have somewhere to put my noodles that's not a plastic bag, okay? So, where we last played with this buddy, we reached the end of the dragons arrived and scattered throughout the city. Sorry, I'm so sleepy today. And Kine saw from a distance mages trying to fight the giant dragon. So, the dragons certainly didn't seem to be picky about who they were harming. Dun da da da. So we need Kine to flee to the barracks. The closest place he could think of to flee was the barracks. There had to be some soldiers there, right? I don't really like asking rhetorical questions in my writing. This might have to get edited because we'll just delete that. It's the barracks. I think we'll make this a semicolon. There we go. There had to be the barracks. Maybe just a colon, actually. There had to be some soldiers there, and it had the thickest wall in the upper ring. So, how is he going to get there? Because I haven't actually mapped out this city. But, theoretically wise, we've already laid out that this is on the path from the barracks to the palace, so it shouldn't take too long, and there should be a back alleyway. Okay, so the only question was the route. Peeking emerging from the mouth of the alley he was sequestered in, Kine saw that the street was relatively clear. Some half-crushed buildings, large char marks, and some large swaths of blood. It seemed that... Nope, we went to that little blocky thing here in the middle, thank you. Seemed that being one of the first points of contact helped rather than hindered. Hindered in this case. So... Kine is a pretty normal human. Well, dwarf. So I don't really want... him to, have great sneaking ability. I think it's just that I want him to kind of get lucky and maybe dodge out of the way of danger. So... the young dwarf slunk out of the alley, sprinting across the wide, cobbled street to a narrow doorway, one that wasn't blocked by rubble. It was the entryway to the tailor's, the familiar green door, charred and blackened by some sort of lightning. He slowly opened it, inch by inch. Thinking that the owner hadn't installed one of those bells, like some others in the city. Oh, I am so sleepy. He slid inside as soon as the door was opened wide enough, slowly closing it behind him, and squinting as his eyes adjusted to the dim interior. Now that he had something solid around and above him, the cries and crashing that he heard, he had registered, seemed to disappear. A little pocket of silence that tried to lull him into safety. the lines of mannequins, some sporting half-finished waistcoats and dusters. Stared at him eerily as he wove through them to the counter, ducking through the flap and making his way behind the curtain. This is the only spot where I realized the error of my way, which is I don't have a stand, and now I can't take the lid off of my bottle of Coke. Sorry, you got some bottle ASMR there. Kine immediately tripped backwards in horror, foot catching on the red, not red, it's green, on the green floor-length material. And ripping the curtains. Ripping the gauzy curtains from their bar. To tangle around him. There, now at eye level, was the lifeless body of the tailor, Roran. Okay, now we have to think. How did Roran die? Because I think maybe the best way is that he's going to have blood out from some sort of injury. Because it doesn't make sense for somebody to have purposefully killed him unless it was Dawn, and I haven't decided where Dawn is in the city yet. Or maybe I have and it's not here. So Roran's going to have either been cut or bit or smushed partially and then retreated back into his shot for safety. So, well, we know that stomach wounds will give you the slow death, but in lieu of not stomach, maybe we'll just have nicked an artery or something in, like, the leg or the arm. You know, for a little bit of something new. Blood, now tacky and crimson. Covered the floor, having leaked from a large puncture wound around his thigh. The older dwarf seemed to have been speared by... Okay, so if they don't have rebar... Oh no! What would it be? I guess maybe just wood or stone. Speared by a fragment of a building. The stone punching straight through his flesh with little effort. Clearly, he had retreated for safety, but bled out before help could arrive. If help would even arrive. So, oh my goodness. I'm just, I know what I want to do with Kine. I know that we're destroying the city currently. But I don't know if I'm quite getting like a dissociated sense of horror across. Mostly because I'm just kind of sleepy. But I want this to feel disconnected, and kind of strange for the reader, and like surreal, which has been the intention of this entire piece, of a surreal experience that starts out grounded in reality and then just warps, if that can be my best description of it. And I'm not really sure how to show this. The ground shook. And a large cry, like that of a bear, but twice its size, but twice its volume, pierced the air. Kine couldn't afford to stay here. Stay here, or else he would meet the exact same fate as Ron. He wriggled out from the knots, the delicate fabric tied around him, wincing as he heard it rip and shred as he moved carelessly. Soon he stood, gazing down, meeting Roran's green, soulless eyes for the last time, as he covered him with a long piece of forest green. Not tulle velvet. With a heavy sigh, Kine made his way past the large mirror and dressing room to the back door that led to the delivery alley, where all the shops on the main road loaded their supplies. Yeah, I think we're gonna definitely do spares kind. I'm enjoying reading his perspective, and this way we can have a nice time when he gives his report to Thermala, which I think would be far more interesting than just having some random soldier do it. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but I am literally just... my brain is like a flat line right now. I don't know what it is. So we are going to have to be content with our 3/4 of a page we got today. This story is always just such slow going for me before my brain just starts to give up. I'm sorry, I would just redo the prep video from yesterday, but I really can't recreate me explaining my thought process as I'm typing it. That's a little bit too difficult for me, I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope me holding the mic this time wasn't too distracting for you. I hope there weren't too many weird noises. And I hope that this was at the very least mildly entertaining for you. If not, that's okay. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you all remember to stay hydrated and actually eat food during the day, something that I could do with myself, because it is what provides pretty much all of the fuel for your body to run off of. I always forget this, and then I wonder why I'm so tired, or that I have a headache. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Scholastically Natalie is out.